Hey everyone, it's Sean here, your guide to Warcraft, and today I'm going to be showing you how to obtain the Slime Serpent mount. This is a secret mount inside of the Plaguefall dungeon in Maldraxxus. You want to make sure that your dungeon difficulty is set to either Heroic or Mythic, and you want to make sure that you are not in a group and you are doing this on your own. This has to be done solo. Your objective is to solo the last two bosses of the dungeon. This is very difficult. I'm doing this as a 210 item level Blood Deathknight, but I do main Unholy, and there was no way that I could ever do this on Unholy. I just get destroyed. You take so much damage, so if you have a tank spec or you play a class as a tank, this is going to be so much easier for you. And you have to consider we are very early on in the expansion's lifecycle, and player power will only grow, so this will get easier with time. Just as of right now, this is going to be a bit of a barrier. There's going to be a bit of a barrier to get this. So you want to just run through all of that trash to this very first mob here. This will kind of be the first test of the dungeon. If this monstrosity here whoops you like he did whoop me in Unholy, you're not going to have a chance doing the rest of this. So back out now and come back another time, or grab yourself a tank class that can do this. Again, you have to do it solo, so you can't grab a friend. You do have to do this on your own. Then you can skip the first boss. You can actually then follow this path to the left here. You will pull an undead bird that will attack you. Just off the bird, and then you can keep going. You will have to kill a little bit of trash, but I'm going to be showing you the best way to skip what you can. When you get to here, you want to wait for that abomination to pass, and then you want to jump into the river and just kill a couple bits of trash here. Then you want to clear the trash as you normally would all the way to the second boss area. Here is the map for reference. And much like we did with the first boss, we're going to be skipping this one. So we're going to take a right into the slime. You can run through the slime, just make sure you don't get to 10 stacks of it. It will give you a nasty debuff. You'll have to wait for it to wear off and you will take some damage. But just do a quick run through. You can skip all of that trash, and then you can just get around these stairs here, and you've skipped the second boss. So we're two bosses into the dungeon. We haven't had to do much fighting yet, which is great. Then take these stairs down to this open slimy area. You want to go to the left, follow the route that I'm taking in the video, and then run between these packs. It just means that you're saving time, you're not fighting as much mobs. It's very efficient. You can run through here, skip all of this till you get to the broken tower. This is the area the third boss is in, and there will be two packs in front of the boss that you will have to kill first, and then we actually get to fight the boss. This is the boss, well, one of the two bosses that you will have to solo. So make sure to do some practice runs, learn the mechanics, and I will be talking you through what to do. So the first mechanic to watch out for is her Shadow Ambush. This will give you a debuff. Upon expiring, you will take some damage, and you will also be stunned. This one is what you want to watch out for. You want to use whatever you can to resist the stun, like Anti-Magic Shell, Icebound for me as a decay. And then she's going to summon the Shadowy Assassins. Now, these are going to be marked on the ground with that webbing, and they will be stealthed until you use an AoE ability, for me like Death and Decay or Blood Boil. Once you hit them, it reveals them, and you can then hit them and kill them. If you do not reveal them, they will remain hidden, and they will be throwing poison daggers at you, which will give you stacking debuffs. Now, this will stack up and kill you very quickly. She also continues to cast more assassins. It doesn't matter if you've killed the current ones or not, which means that you will very quickly become overwhelmed. So you want to be focusing on the adds all the time. A lot of the damage you're actually going to be getting on the boss is through cleave or dots, and it's going to be a very long fight. You want to be on adds as long and for as much as possible. Also, while running between those webbings and killing the adds, you're still going to be having Shadow Ambush go out a lot of the time. This is where managing your cooldowns is very important. When you're in trouble or you start flashing low, it's important not to just panic pop all of your cooldowns at once. You want to pop one to mitigate when you need to. You want to have healing pots. You want to just be as prepared as possible as well. It's very important that you don't just panic pop everything at once, because like I said, she overwhelms you and you will take damage very quickly, and then you'll realize you have nothing left. So you need to save appropriate cooldowns for the ambush. You need to save appropriate mitigation cooldowns for when you're getting like almost killed. It's going to be very hard to balance, and it will be a very long fight. It did take me 3 attempts. This was my 3rd attempt, and I finally got the boss down. And that is honestly the harder part. The final boss that you have to solo is not as difficult, but it will have its own challenges that you will have to overcome. So to start with, she's fixed in one place, as you might know, so it's not going to be as hectic. You won't have to do as much moving around, and it is heroic, so like the tentacles that will come crashing down are very easy to manage. It's not like it is on Mythic. Now, the mechanic that you're going to want to watch out for is the ads. It's just basically an ad fight. They will cast that Shadow Bomb. If you don't soak the Shadow Bomb, you will take some damage. If you are doing this as a tank, it will be easy to soak. It will be a case of if you do let one go out, you're not going to just be instantly killed, so it won't be the end of the world. But she will keep spawning ads, a bit like the other boss. It doesn't matter if you've killed one ad, they will just keep coming. And it's when the ads stack up and you get multiple bombs that you can't soak because they haven't lined up. And it's a case of being overwhelmed. So part of this really is a DPS check. One mob is just about to spawn there next to me, and as you can see, I haven't killed my current mob yet, which means if I don't kill this one in time, I'm going to have 2 black powder bombs going off at once. Now, luckily, they were standing next to each other, so it's very easy and quick to switch between them, or sometimes the bombs can overlap, meaning that it's easy to soak both of them. But it's random where they spawn, so one can spawn on the opposite side, like that one there is a little bit further away, so it's going to be a lot harder for me to manage. But luckily I have a DPS just enough to really kill them. You saw a bomb go off there. I did take a lot of damage. You will be having to obviously keep self-healing up and keep mitigation up. She definitely does not deal as much damage as the previous boss, but she is constantly hitting you. She's casting Infectious Rain, and you have ads as well. So you do want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on your HP. Lastly, she does have 3 separate phases. Now, the first phase is the ad phase I showed you. She will then submerge, and this is great because if you're getting overwhelmed with ads, this gives you a lot of time to kill them, and they will stop casting their bomb. Then she will resurface again, and you have to rinse and repeat until you get to phase 3, which is this one where she will just constantly be slamming the tentacles on the ground that you have to avoid. When she's doing this, there will be no ads to kill, so once you make it to phase 3, it is easy sailing, finish her off, and then if you have soloed those last 2 bosses correctly, and the dungeon is set to heroic, and you have pulled it off, you want to then run back the way you came, and you can either go out here and take these stairs to the left, which is where I was going, until I remembered, hang on, there is actually a teleport pad behind me in the room to the right-hand side as you're walking up. So you want to click that. This will take you back up to where we fought the 3rd boss. And this is where you will find the secret slime. On the left-hand side in the pool, there will be a curious slime serpent. All you want to do, walk up to the slime serpent, click it. This will give you a petting bar, and then you will be awarded the mount as your reward. Very challenging. It almost kind of reminded me a bit of like the Mage Tower, but like maybe not as difficult as the Mage Tower, and obviously not as engaging for most people. If you're not a tank, you probably won't have a chance at doing this. I'm sure some people will be good enough to obviously make do, but yeah, good luck. That's all for this video, so thank you very much for watching. All of my links will be in the description box down below, and I will see you next time.